Should be good now. Hey everybody. My name's Derek and we're going to be running more Sunless Strahd today. I've got some friends here. I'll go ahead and introduce y'all to the party. We've got Chris, who's playing, it's Biner, right? Is that how it's pronounced?
Manure.
Biner.
Think of manure, but it's by newer.
Gotcha.
I was gonna say something similar, but you got it. You got it with your own.
Excellent. We got Chris playing by Newer. We've got Jennifer, who is playing Penny Peanut Posy Poppy. If you want to say hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
Excellent. We've got Cosmic, who's going to be playing Balthazar, our cleric.
Hello.
Yes. We've got Migs, who is going to be playing Porum Papillon.
Hello.
Yes. Our friend Corey, who's playing Ophelia Bellacourt as well.
Hello.
And last but not least, we have RJ, who's playing Ina. Am I pronouncing that one right?
Yep, Ina.
Excellent. I'm gonna get there. So yeah, got the whole squad here today. And if any of you would like a free inspiration, which for those of you who don't know or maybe new to D&D lets you re-roll a roll that you might have failed, at least the way I do it. I let a player re-roll after they've failed as opposed to using it beforehand. So if anybody would like that, you are welcome to do the recap if we've got any volunteers.
Me, I'll do it.
Excellent. RJ, take it away.
All right. So I actually prepared for once. I'm not reading off bullet points like I usually do.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wanted to get to the Sunless Citadel, but no one had a way in that seemed possible or didn't include death or throwing someone. Owls delivered mail, much like in Harry Potter, to us. And we had one player steal their letter.
Very sneaky.
Indeed. Slight miscommunication. Words.
Take your time. It's fine.
Blah blah. Miscommunication was made between certain players,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't take long for us to converge into one group where pleasantries were smoothed over the surface.
Uh-huh. Had to get past the fact that one of y'all may have been acting a little serial killery. It's fine.
That's
Listen,
normal.
it's just the vibes he gives off. Nothing to worry about, right?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Not naming names.
The writer of the letter, Radoth, meets with the group and begins to explain how he's gonna be getting everyone down, but we have to do him a favor, and we have to bring Balak
Yes.
back alive, preferably, because he's been causing some shenanigans for his circle.
Indeed.
I'm pretty sure he murdered his circle, from what I read of it.
There might have been a little bit of murder, but not the whole circle, at least.
There's some survivors.
Yeah.
And with that, owls were summoned, one especially buff for our very large friend we make.
Yes.
And as soon as the group took flight towards the pillars, vultures did converge upon them, and everyone fought valiantly with a near-death scare. Another was helped back up, and the group made it into the descending point as Buff Owl rode off into the sunset.
That's
the only survivor.
The only survivor out of all of the owls. Yeah, I'd say you did a pretty good recap. Go ahead and give yourself one of those sweet, delicious inspirations. Um,
Yes.
but yeah, your group descends into the darkness below the staircase that descends down this pillar of stone inside a very large ravine. The bottom impossible to see past the gloom. There's a swarm of vultures that almost took one of your lives. Uh, Flies up ahead like a dark storm cloud. After a certain point of running down the stairs here, y'all are able to stop, catch a breath, and have relative safety, though it does feel very cold around you. And as your game master, this is me letting you know that if y'all want to take a break here on these steps and give yourself a short rest, if you haven't done that already, that might be a good thing to do. You know, have a little bit of lunch after you almost died. Maybe talk about that.
Ina's just gonna sit down and just breathe heavily and look towards Balthazar and asks, do you need help patching yourself up?
Balthazar is holding his a hand to his neck and sort of winces and looks to and then shakes his head. I'll be fine. What of the rest of you? I don't know if I can spare any magic, but I can at least make sure your wounds don't inevitably get infected while we're traversing. And he's, as he says that, he sets down his bag and rifles through it.
I could offer the same. I'm trained with taking care of wounds, not, using any magic in it, but if anybody needs me to look at anything, I can definitely stitch you back together.
Well, do we want to eat a short little lunch here? I'm hungry.
I think a break is more than obvious if we're going to try and patch wounds. If you are amenable to preparing a lunch, we could do that. It doesn't seem like the birds are following us at all.
Sure, I can find what I have in my bag here and see what we can share. So he'll start going through his bag and he pulls out some apples and some peanuts and some leaves. And he's like, take what you want. That's all I have. And he kind of holds it out in his hand. So if anybody wants to take peanuts or apples or leaves, they can chomp away at it, I guess.
Honestly, that's really adorable because as I'm looking in my inventory, I don't have rations like I normally do on a character.
Oops.
Well, damn.
Just gonna starve.
It's fine. I'm sure we can find something here, right?
Listen, spell components are expensive.
If anything,
They are.
we have a whole bunch of dead birds back up the stairs that we can eat.
That's so true. Could roast a bird.
I already roasted a few of them.
Oh my god.
Is that something we would want to do? Just let me know and I'll go ahead and fly up there.
I don't think we should risk going back up, considering we'll be left to our own devices without anything to act as a bit of a damage sponge.
Yeah. It's completely fair. Ina's gonna reach forward and grab some grass from a byneur. And just kind of munch it and look at his wound on his side and it's like, does this need stitches? Nah.
We still have those elder good berries that we could eat too.
That it's true.
Porum will go ahead and take his out of his bag and hand it to Balthazar. It seems like you need this more than I do.
About under his hat, Balthazar kind of blinks at it. Is kind of shocked at the offer of kindness before he closes Porum's hand around the berry and pushes it back. No, save it for when it's needed. I'll be fine.
Are you sure
I still have
that's
my own in any case.
I see. Okay, and
Thank
Porum
you.
will go ahead and put it back in his bag.
Balthazar is going to take out one of his rations and start to munch on it and look to Ophelia with his own makeshift, more makeshift than probably hers, medical kit. Shall we?
Yes.
And he's going to work his way around the party, at least the ones who he knows were very injured.
Mm-hmm.
And probably with Ophelia's help, or him helping Ophelia, sort of bind their wounds together.
Yeah. If Ophelia would be patching up anybody's wounds, it would be a very precise, like, there's clearly training, like, spent and, like, care put into her, like, handiwork and her needlework. She's that, clearly, clean, like, like putting, like, doing stitches for wounds or any type of, like, any type of, like, field medical stuff like that is something that she's done.
It's a little funny because I was going to ask you to roll a medicine, and then if you rolled high enough, I'd say those of you that are rolling hit dice could get advantage on the roll of hit dice. Basically, you can roll twice and pick the higher one. But I don't think anyone needs that because you all rolled like max hit dice or got yourself up to max HP anyway. So maybe for next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. The dice have decided to be slightly nicer compared to last time.
Yeah.
It's telling us the dice is gonna kick her face in later. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. But while Ophelia handles the stitching and such, Balthazar carefully binds the wounds with a bit of gauze to make sure that everyone's all nice and patched up and not prone to infection.
Well, thank you.
Though he does look to Ophelia and comment, you know your way around wounds, it seems.
Yeah, I do. It's it's sort of my practice. I was a doctor before coming here.
A doctor.
Insight check.
Okay. Do I?
A mad scientist, perhaps?
Do I? Do I actually?
So
Yeah,
here
it doesn't matter
I
anyway.
get to talk about, I get to talk about PvP rules and how I do them, which is basically rules aren't necessary if y'all just want something to be revealed. If you'd like to, though, you can do contested checks. So, Ophelia, if you want to roll a deception, if you were lying, you could, if you want, or you can just say, what does an 8 reveal? Though an 8 probably wouldn't reveal very much. You get to describe what your face looks like. I know. Shocking.
Fantastic. with an 8, while you might not be able to tell if it was a lie or not, it's, you just know that at least as to what was said, she believes it's true.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, before I'm just used to doing surgery and cleaning wounds and treating people without magic, of course.
Well, it's a good thing you're around when the magic runs out.
I mean, I'm quite jealous of people who can actually heal with magic.
It has its own perks and such. Balthazar is looking away, and Grace, did you want to say something?
What was that?
It sounded like Binder was about to say something before Ophelia and Balthazar got
No,
into their.
he was just thanking her and for patching him up, and he's just munching, and he turns to Peanut and says, "Would you like some more peanuts?"
And he's going to take a few peanuts and she's going to eat them. And then she's going to pull a feather out of her bag and she's going to go, look at what I got. I found an owl feather. That was so cool. And she's going to look at Porum and ask Porum, is that how it feels when you fly? I've never flown before. It was so much fun, but it was scary, but it was fun.
Porum's just gonna let out a couple chuckles and just say, "Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel all the time when I fly, except less pecking and squawking."
What? Relatable. Ida's bird says.
Oh, Peaches.
Although I hope next time you guys fly, it's on a lot more peaceful endeavor.
Well, I never thought, as a large creature like myself, I'd ever see myself up in the air. So definitely something I'll be noting for the future of things I've accomplished.
Yeah, not many people can say that they've seen an elephant fly on an owl.
So I guess the new saying should be when elephants fly instead of when pigs fly.
Exactly.
Well, that'd be a little counterintuitive, considering an elephant has flown now.
True.
Perhaps that should be when buff owls fly, because that was the beefiest owl I've ever seen.
I've never seen.
It had muscles on muscles. I should have named it Hulk Hogan.
Should have named it.
A
Ooh,
fucking owl with a mustache, handlebar mustache, going brother.
Brother. Oh, Lord. Alright. So, y'all having your lunch, and you're kind of all having to sit side by side because these stairs are quite narrow. Massive drop descending into a black pit in front of you. I like to make sure everybody gets a proper chance. Is there anything else y'all would like to discuss before getting up to continue, or?
Actually, yeah. Anna's gonna look towards Biner and Penny and just kind of ask, what brought you guys to the Sunless Citadel?
Well, I myself enjoy studying stars. My tribe was known as wise people that could foretell stories based on the alignments of the stars, and I had heard that there is a special star map here that will help me fill in some of my missing pieces. I have traveled many places mapping out the skies, and there's still some areas I need to find. And I heard through ancient texts that there's something in here that might help me out. And so that was why I'm here. As for Peanut, I'm not sure why she's here.
And Penny's going to stand up and say, well, I heard about a tree that can cure vegetarianism. And I thought, well, why do we need to cure that? And so I thought it would be interesting to come see if that was true.
Insight check?
I'll second that insight check.
Yeah,
I
you
can roll
third that.
insight. Sure. Yeah. So, Penny, if you
Heard about a tree that has fruit that can cure vegetarianism. So that's why I'm here. That's what it does, right? It cures vegetarianism.
Where'd you hear that from?
What stories have
I
you
overheard
heard?
a conversation in my village, and they were talking about vegetarians and this tree that can cure vegetarianism. So that's what I'm here for.
Are you sure you didn't miss here?
Well, what else would it be?
Derek, is it what I think it is?
You did not put one in here, did you?
Put what?
No. I mean, Derek,
Yeah.
just based on the insight, is it? Can Balthazar connect the dots?
With a 20 insight, it's a pretty high one. Penny, would you say that Balthazar would be able to tell that you are telling the truth, that your character does in fact believe what she is saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's an important thing to establish before.
Yes. I truly believe I'm going to find a tree that has fruit that cures vegetarianism.
Yes.
That's what I heard.
So yeah, Balthazar, with a 20 insight and with your own backstory, you could assume that there was a different word with a V that was put in place there. Which I'm sure you can guess what that word is. But if you wish to share it, that will be your choice to make.
Yeah, no. Probably unseen to everyone else because it is very dark at the bottom of this this staircase, and also because the veil is covering his face. He is openly like in shock and a bit of horror, and looks slightly frightened for Penny. I'm Penny.
Yeah.
The rumors down for what's down here. It isn't a tree for vegetarianism. It's to cure vampirism.
Cure what?
Vampires. Not
Vampires. I don't think I know what those really are. What is that? I swear it was vegetarianism.
No, it's he starts muttering in another language under his breath, his hands coming up to his face to rub at it for a second.
What language? I'm just curious.
It's probably, I'll go with Celestial for the time being.
I would be able to understand you.
Yeah, can I also hear what you're saying?
What
I mean, I don't
what
know,
sailor talk is Balthazar spouting out in the divine language?
He is just muttering under his breath. He helped me. This is God's why.
And I'm gonna look at Balthazar, and I'm gonna. What are you muttering? I don't understand what you're talking about.
Porum's gonna get in here for a second, try to help Balthazar out, and just be like, Penny, vampires, the people that bite your neck and do the sucky and all your blood comes out and you die type of thing. Those are vampires.
Those are real? I've only read about those in books.
They are very real.
Are they mean? Are they scary? Are they nice?
If the stories are to be believed, then I wouldn't want to get near one.
Balthazar has a hand over his chest.
Most of the
Why?
Well, I'm here now, so I might as well just keep going.
That's true.
Who knows?
Right.
Maybe there is a tree that cures vegetarianism. If there's one that cures vampirism, why not, right?
That is.
I guess we can always wait and see, right?
You
So
two
we
are
probably
very
should try to
optimistic.
figure out where this tree is.
Tree of self-preservation.
I don't think this party has that.
Oh, what? Changing the subject slightly, because I am very confused of this tree thing, but what might have brought you here on this little travel?
Well, besides vampirism tree, I honestly thought they were talking about a different kind of tree that talks, so I went way over my head.
So the tree talks too?
There exists trees that talk, yes.
So the tree with the fruit that cures vegetarianism can talk also?
Probably. Honestly, a lot of people don't eat. No, I don't think a lot of people eat plants after talking to it.
Huh.
It does cure veganism. Right, your question. The same as everyone else, I guess. Here for Balak.
You heard rumors about him before? Right, us mentioned?
You're gonna see Ina's face just kind of like grimace a little bit. It's like, sort of. I'm on a mission for my tribe, actually. My chief gave me this. This is just coincidence.
That was the Bone Brush tribe, correct?
Yes, well, I know we're from farther away. Perhaps you've heard of the legends of tribes moving every couple hundred years. We try not to leave many people remembering when we move through, but there are some that do.
Honestly, I doubt it. I've spent my whole life under the sea.
Why do you ensure people forget once you move?
We're very nomadic people, but on top of that, a lot of people don't agree with our methods or our worship. And it's just easier to instill not causing problems or fights by just making people forget.
Methods in worship? What do you mean by that?
I'm in my tribe, my position is a skull walker. We're what you would call enchantment wizards. We specialize in modifying spells, usually towards charming or memory.
Is that why you wear a skull mask on your head?
It
You're a
is,
skull walker?
actually. It is. I also wear my stilts when we patrol the woods around our tribe or when we're traveling as a way to distract people. And
So you try to scare people.
in a sense, yes, we don't want people to get too close unless they're actively seeking us out to stay with our tribe or cause problems.
One would think you'd try to chase out the ones who try to cause problems.
Oh, we definitely chase them, but skullwalkers aren't known for violence at all. Our tribe actually doesn't excel at all in harmful magics. That's why we have tree striders, who we partner with. They're usually typically bows and arrow rangers or sometimes druids. They're the ones you don't want to find in the woods. You should, if you want to be found by one of us, be found by a skullwalker. You'll actually walk out of the woods.
So do you let any outsiders into your village?
Oh, of course. As you can see from how tall I am for a halfling, I'm actually mixed. My grandmother was a goblin, and my grandfather on my other side was a dwarf. I'm very open to lots of lives.
I love spending time with other cultures and studying them. And of course, learning about their beliefs in the stars. So maybe when this is all done, if you don't mind, maybe I will come visit your village and learn more about you.
Well, that would be quite nice. I'm actually in the middle of transferring to a different clan of our tribe. But that's a story for another day.
So, Ophelia, you mentioned you came out of the water. What reason would you have to come onto land? Not saying you can't, but why would you leave the water? It looks so beautiful from wherever I see it.
I'm hopefully out here to discover new techniques for healing and, sharpen my craft, as it were. There's only so much you can accomplish under the sea.
I bet it's beautiful down there.
It's quite lovely, although I will say it was terrifying flying on the owls, so I'm right there with you.
How do you breathe underwater and you breathe on land?
She would like kind of like slide out like her tank and show like her gills. I have these gills that will let me like breathe underwater. It's just something that I guess is special to our species.
Do you have to go in the water every so often, or can you just be on land for as long as you want, or be in the water for as long as you want?
You're so inquisitive. I can be on land as long as I want. There's no time limit, as it were, to say that, you know,
It's not like a regular fish. If you take them out of water, they can't live very long.
No. I will be just fine. You won't have to worry about me suffocating.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about carrying water and throwing it on you every now and then to make sure you're nice and wet.
She'll get like a little flush. No, not to worry about that.
Just making sure.
Penny, have you seen a frog?
Have I seen a frog? Well, yeah, I see frogs all the time, but they don't talk to me.
Perhaps it is best to associate the frog's qualities with Ophelia.
So you're calling Ophelia a frog?
And yes, I am, aren't I?
Okay.
I'm just gonna see him smirk and eat some more grass.
Balthazar has a hand over his mouth. I'm sure Ophelia is the prettiest frog there is.
Oh yeah, she is, because she's got some really shiny gold coloring on her. I wish I had that.
Porum's just going to use some quick druidcraft and make the sound of a frog croaking by Ophelia.
Wow.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
was that
Bullying target acquired.
Yeah, she'd feel like a little self-conscious about the scales, about the gold comment. So she'd like kind of like, even though she isn't wearing like an outfit that's like kind of really covering them, she'd probably like hug her arms.
They're so pretty. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
It's okay. You are one of the very few people I've met that admires them. And I have
Oh.
to remember that I need help remembering that they are pretty.
Well, I think you're beautiful.
Thank you. You're so kind, Penny.
Welcome.
Sweet baby.
Protect Penny at all costs.
So, Porum, why are you here, Porum?
Porum's just gonna quickly like just tie his hair up into a ponytail. Well, I'm here mostly because I'm looking for answers. You see, from where I'm from, it's we have a little special section of our church dedicated to monster hunting. In a sense, we're protectors for the village, since most people there can't really protect themselves. And although my physical training went well, my magical training hasn't really been as fruitful, and it's kind of embarrassing to say the least, since I'm supposed to be the son of the high priestess there, and I'm here to test my mettle and see if I can find some answers as to why I'm having such difficulty with.
Looking for magic.
Yeah, see if maybe I can unlock some magical abilities here.
Okay.
I can definitely relate to not living up to what your parents wanted.
Well,
I
yeah.
mean-
Aren't we all a little bit like that? Trying to live up to what our parents want?
I'm good. My parents think I'm perfect. Well, they used to think I was perfect, but that's another story.
I mean, my mother, bless her heart, has always been super supportive, and even though I'm not, excelling in magic as the rest of the people are, but she's been very supportive and even helped me set out on this quest. So it's more of a personal thing for me than something I need, or it's more personal than people trying to live up to people's expectations. It's more of my own expectations.
Well, I think you're magical with those wings, those shiny wings.
Well, thank you, Poppy. I really appreciate
I
that.
had wings. I wish I had wings and gold scales, but I don't want a skull mask. I don't. That's a little scary.
That's completely fair.
It's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Balthazar is gonna look to Porum. Our own expectations are usually the things that hold us back the most. I'm sure you'll find whatever spark of divinity you're looking for.
Oh, that means a lot. Thank you. I'm hoping that I hear something from Lathander down there.
And
One
what's
would think-
Balthazar doing here? What are you here for?
Balthazar kind of glances at everyone else. I was sent by the Moonshade Order, my home, my people, as it were. We're somewhat of a branching temple. It's sort of like how Porum's is, specializing in monster hunting, as it were, though we tend to focus on the undead. But the masters of my order have recently sent me a missive. They want me to look for someone here, someone who seemed to have been part of the original party that came and went missing a week ago. They want me to find out where he's gone and see if I can bring him back, or whatever is left of him, if there's any.
Oh, you're looking for monsters, and Porum's looking for.
I'm not
monsters.
looking for monsters. I'm looking for a person.
But you just said you're a monster hunter.
It is.
I just want to know
it
what
is-
makes a monster. How do you determine what's a monster?
Oh,
Asking
That
those
is-
deep philosophical questions, I see.
Yeah, I would just kind of like, sort of egg on Balthazar, just being like, in Celestial, just being like, I'll leave that explanation to you.
Oh no.
Balthazar glances over at her and sighs. Penny, there are many things that make a monster. But some people won't agree. Not everyone agrees on what it is.
You don't think I'm a monster?
Penny, I think you're the least monstrous of us all.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. So I don't have to worry about you hunting me.
I wouldn't even if you were a monster, Penny. My sect deals with the undead, those still left lingering in this world after they've long since expired. Whether it be an exorcism in order to ensure that they move on, or to simply deal with whatever dark necrotic magic has corrupted a still present body. My sect is particular on these sorts of things. Those left undead, those who are brought back through means other than divine intervention, they're the ones that need to be gotten rid of, especially if they are causing problems. Balthazar kind of ducks his head a little bit and lets the shadows form under his face even more.
Porum's just going to place a hand on Balthazar's back and just in a gesture of reassurance.
Balthazar actually flinches away in surprise.
Oh no.
Yes?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just trying to see if you needed some comfort, but I see I might have stepped my boundary there a little bit. I apologize.
No. It's fine. I'm not. Personable contact has not been something I've been around for a little bit. I'm just not used to it. Thank you for the reassurance.
Of course. But now that we've gotten all that out of the way, what should we do now?
Well, I'm ready to move down and get into this place.
There is only one way to go, which is down.
That's true.
Is it like super pitch black in here?
Yeah, so, you can see the stairs in front of you, at the very least. You look up, it's not like you can't see light above you, but the gloom thickens almost as if it's a fog the further down you go, and if you look over the edge, you can't see the bottom.
Okay.
So I can't see anything. Can I see anything at all?
You could see your friends, but if you look down towards the bottom, it is a pitch black currently, if you look over the edge of the stairs.
Ophelia would cast like as she'd cast the light cantrip.
Yes.
And like her body would kind of like as she's casting it, it would kind of like give off like her body is going through like a bioluminescence.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And she'd like kind of like hold like the orb of light, or you know what I mean, and just be like, does somebody have anything they want me to put this onto so we're not completely blind?
Here, you can put it on my shield.
All right.
And Porum will take out a shield and hand it to Ophelia.
Perfect. She'll take it and then pass the light on to Porum's shield.
Right.
With that light show, Balthazar does kind of whistle softly to himself and just mumble, "That was pretty."
Brain work. She would probably be like, she probably, huh?
She
Did he
flustered.
cause a fluster?
Yeah. She's like, thanks. A lot of my magic is kind of tied to like my physiology. Like when I cast fire, my scales ignite.
I told you were beautiful.
Thanks. Well, let's get going, huh?
I agree.
All right, let's go.
All right. And it is easier to see where you're stepping now that Porum has this glowing shield. Luckily, Porum, because you do have wings, you can fly a little bit to the side and give everybody else a little bit more room walking on the staircase, too, which is nice. As long as Porum isn't, afraid by the endless void beneath their feet.
Not at all. I'll actually fly a little bit above them, so it's more like an overhead light.
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah. I will note Balthazar. Sir, he's taking essentially the back.
Okay. So, yeah, we're
He's gonna be the one bringing up the rear.
organize y'all essentially on the way you're descending. So we know Porum is going to be up above, sort of separate from all of you, but who is at the front of the pack?
I can lead.
All right.
Big boy with big health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'd like to be dead center.
Okay. Then,
I'll stay in my position.
all right. I'll put Penny there. Put you there. Doot, doot, doot. Perfect. And yeah, y'all are able to see your feet quite well. Binur, you're a big elephant man, perhaps steep old staircases made of weathered stone are not the best place for you to be. There's certainly quite a few times where some stones come loose and sort of begin tumbling off the side into the void, just from the sheer weight of your footsteps, but nothing seems to break or shatter or, cause y'all to slip and fall into the abyss at the very least. But you do find your group traveling down for what feels like it must be hours, as the staircase just winds round and round and round this pillar. Eventually, you would find a vulture with an arrow sticking out of it that y'all killed earlier, flying on the staircase. Maybe Aina could pick that up to have some food later.
I was gonna say I was gonna pick it up anyway.
Yeah.
I wanted to pick up the one from earlier that got thrown on the back of the bird that I could have reached, but it fell.
Yeah. But hey, you've got one now. It's a gangly mess, covered in blood from, the fall. But you could probably clean it up, maybe get something useful out of it later. But eventually, out of the darkness, you begin to see shapes emerge, sort of jutting out of the stone face as if somebody had built structures into the pillar itself, half of rectangles, cylinders that look like towers jutting out from the stone, which you can only assume are the signs of the Subterranean Citadel. The stonework looking impressive, though long forgotten. A few lightless windows, cracked crenellations, and some of the towers seem to be leaning at an odd angle, indicating that maybe they were once attached to the stone face, but are now about to fall off. All seems to be quiet in this place, except for a cold breeze blowing up from the void below, bringing with it a scent of dust and a faint trace of rot. As you finally come to one of these stone protrusions that seems to be built along the staircase itself. Has a simple wooden door in front of it. Looks old and worn. Biner, you're the first one to see it. Well, maybe Porum, because they're flying up above, but Biner, you are at the front of the pack, so however you'd like to proceed is up to you.
Does it look like it's locked?
So you walk up. Go ahead and roll me a little bit of an investigation. The first thing that you would
Nice.
notice about, yeah, it's a good roll, 18 investigation. The first thing that you would notice as you approach the door is there is an arrow sticking out of it, with the arrow tip pointed towards you. It seems to be covered in dried blood. The wooden door has a handle, though it doesn't look like it has any sort of real locking mechanism to it. With an 18, got a little extra. The bottom of the door seems to be touching the stone below, sort of indicating that in its current state, it would drag across the stone if you were to open it, making you think that there's something weighing this door down, perhaps a bit more than it should.
Right, I will communicate that to everyone and be like, do we just want to kick it open? Just push it open? Should we prepare ourselves to see what's on the other side? I assume it's just other people, maybe some of the people that are doing research here.
Or monsters. Maybe there's monsters. Maybe we should prepare.
I hope there's not monsters right at the front door, but you never know. Anyone else have ideas?
Could I put my ear up to the door
Yeah,
to see if I can hear anything?
absolutely. Roll me a perception.
Nope.
Shit.
You put your ear up to the door, and all you can hear are the sounds of your friends, who are somewhat close behind you, and have just walked a lot of stairs. Maybe the big elephant man, in fact, breathing somewhat heavily.
I can't hear anything behind the doors.
Would you like one of us to try?
It's up to you guys, really.
Yeah, if everyone wants to take a step back, I'll listen. I don't mind.
All
And,
right.
Ina's gonna put his ear up to the door as soon as everyone took, like, two steps back.
Yeah. And roll me a perception. Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck's sake! A 5!
You hear the sound as Biter shifts his weight a little bit, and there's some more rocks crumbling down off the side of the ledge.
And Penny's going to look at Biner and say, why don't you just charge the door?
we should probably at least gauge what's behind it before we immediately kick it in. As Balthazar is saying, as he does a quick symbol towards his forehead and he drags it over the midpoint of his eyes, and he gon' do eyes of the grave, and
Okay.
his eyes, similar to how it was during the flight, take on a more silver color.
Alright. So, before you do this, before you use it, I am going to let you know. It says undead within 60 feet of you that aren't behind total cover. So,
Damn it.
yeah.
That door sure is thick.
That door is very thick. I'm dumb. I don't read.
It's all good. I just wanted to make sure you don't
I'm just
waste
gonna
it
name
yet.
myself Jared and regress back to the age of 19.
He just
Never
not.
mind then. I was.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Roll me an athletics as you do this.
This should be good.
Oh, that's good. It's gonna be a little less gory than it would be. So, Biter, how are you knocking it down?
He's going to take a couple steps back, kind of put his shield in front of him, and he's just going to charge through with the shield in front, trying to use his weight to just knock it open or knock it down, whichever way it's going to go, but just basically force it open. But have his shield, use his shield to
Yeah,
kind of take the brunt of the hit.
fantastic. So yeah,
Scramble him to the side, oh god.
you bust it open, and there is a bit of like a smack or a splat, perhaps, though not a loud one, as the door comes completely off its hinges and sort of smacks against the side. And you would see a dark descending staircase inside the stone structure, so no longer peering over the void. But you would also, if you turn your head to look, would see that there seemed to be somebody pinned to the door with that arrow. That is now sort of sandwiched between the wall and the door as you busted it open.
Oh no.
They appear to be a kobold.
Oh,
Oh. Oh fuck.
is he alive?
Would you like to roll a medicine?
Balthazar would.
Oh god.
Everybody's
Oh,
pulling out their
come on.
medical tools.
Don't worry, guys, I got this. Balthazar is very skilled at telling when something is dead or not.
It has been Balthazar, all of you are sort of rushing to do this. Balthazar, you get there first. You can tell that this kobold has been dead for quite a long time. The blood is quite dry, flaking off, caked, you could say. And just judging from their, signs of their body, they've been rotting there, essentially.
A newer will just glance and notice what they're all looking at and just be like, I can't believe it. More goddamn stairs.
Balthazar looks
Start
up
wandering
at
towards the stairs.
So can I?
Balthazar's looking up at Diner, glaring at his back
Yeah.
before he carefully tries to take the arrow out of the kobold, or at least get the kobold down.
I would definitely go. Ophelia would be helping Balthazar with this.
Mm-hmm.
No respect for the dead.
No respect for the dead, yeah. Incredibly impatient, dismissive. Balthazar's just muttering under his breath as he, despite the frustration and subsequent anger kind of radiating off of him, he is incredibly gentle to the body, despite its rotting presence, as he sort of arranges it to make it look more like an actual funeral pose. And if the kobold's eyes are open, he's going to make sure they're closed before he mumbles a prayer in Celestial. And he does so while holding his holy symbol.
Nice.
Ophelia would just put her hand on his shoulder and just be like, that was a wonderful gesture out of respect for the kobold.
It's nothing. I'm old habits. It's something that you always do, no matter who or what the undead was. He
Not
kind of looks like a kobold Sassy. Also,
not to
sorry,
be
Jen.
not to be disrespectful or anything, but does the kobold have anything on the person that looks useful that we could take, or we would?
Would you like to rifle through their pockets?
Yes.
Roll me an investigation, if everybody will allow pockets to be searched through.
Well, we know they're part of the kobold party. It's probably best to check to see if they had anything about what they're looking for or anything.
So long as you don't take anything that looks like it could be a personal effect of theirs.
So, as you're looking them over, Penny, you'd see that they do have sort of an archaeologist's kit, some of those brushes that are used to, gently take dust off things. A couple of sort of mining tools as well, like a nice little hammer and a little pick, things like that. And you would also find that there is, in fact, a little scroll on their person. And as you open it up, give me just a moment as I check your sheet. The scroll is in a language that you sadly do not understand.
Does anybody else understand it? If I show it to...
That they might. It's written in Draconic.
I understand
Damn.
it.
I do too.
Nice.
Didn't say I was smart. So can I take the kit and the tools and put them in my bag, or take them and then take the scroll and give it to somebody who can read it?
Yeah. That you
Okay.
can.
So I'm gonna do
That would
that.
be Ophelia, since she's immediately with us.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to hand the scroll to Ophelia. And can you read this? Because I don't know what this is. It's gibberish to me.
Sure. Give me a minute to look it over.
Right. And as you look over this scroll, written inside appears to be, let me double check my notes. Yes. It appears to be a spell scroll. It is,
Ooh.
yes. It is a spell scroll that contains the spell Dragon's Breath.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'd look down at Penny and just be like, well, what the kobold had was a spell scroll for Dragon's Breath.
Well, that's no use to me. So I'm not a dragon. So you can have it.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I don't know anything about magic other than what I've seen so far, which is a little scary.
Magic can be a little destructive if not used properly.
And I'm destructive all on my own without magic. So take it. I don't need it.
It'd be very terrifying with magic. She'd joke. Well, thank you, Penny.
You're welcome.
I guess I will hold on to the scroll.
Right.
Anna's gonna lean over and look at it, and it's like, if you don't use it by the time I get the supplies, I can always patch it into my spell book and just we'll have it forever kind of thing.
Sounds good to me. I'll hold on to it then, unless we absolutely need it.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly. Shall we continue on down the steps?
And there's nothing else around, like us, behind us, on the walls, anything else before we go down the stairs? Is there anything else?
Not that seems to stand out. It's just an enclosed staircase that goes down just a little bit more. Though you can
Actually-
see what appears to be an opening at the bottom that indicates that there's a room down there.
Okay. All right. Well,
Actually, since Penny brought that up, Balthazar's gonna take a glance around the staircase area and try to gauge whether there was apparently a battle, because that weren't a normal place where a dead body would be left unless something happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can, since Penny was also looking around, you can roll a perception at advantage.
Would it not be investigation to see if he can find he notices the marks, or though I guess that is perception. Never mind.
Yes. For this
Advantage,
particular one.
Yeah.
Alright. So both you and Penny, so you're kind of looking around, you would notice that there does seem to be at the bottom of the stairs, right where it opens up to this bigger room, you do see what appears to be another dried blood stain.
So seeing as Biner is at the front, Balthazar's gonna call out, "Be careful when you step down. We don't know if whatever caused this is still around."
Okay. So he'll position his shield and kind of down a little bit. So like if something shot up at him, he would, shield would hopefully block it, kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And then he'll start wandering down the stairs.
Sounds good. I also have to just pause for a moment and say, I do think it's really funny. Because Chris has been through this module before. Y'all's group has like the exact opposite demeanor of his last one. Because they did not care at all about that kobold. It was great. I love it.
Well, I also think it took us like forever to go through there because if I recall, we used weapons to slowly open it. I mean, it took us forever to go through that door.
It's true. But yes, as you descend downwards, I'm going to move y'all to a new map. It's going to show all of you in this room, but that's just because that's kind of how I have to go about it. So, your characters funnel in as they would. But let's move you to our new map. Excellent. So, let's adjust the stream so they can see what needs to be seen as well. Zoom in a bit more. Perfect. So, as you enter this room, oh no, roll 20. It's being rude to me again. The narrow stairs empty into a small courtyard, apparently at the top of what was once perhaps some kind of crenellated battlement. The buried citadel has sunk. The buried citadel is sort of looming, you could say, in this room. The walls and the weight of the pillar hang heavy above the floor. And you watch as this floor... Oh, pop you back there. Because y'all are in this section. The stairs are right where Porum is, but the floor stretches away to the north and south, composed by some crumbled masonry, which there are scattered bodies lying in. Bodies of kobolds that appear to be wearing, archaeologist clothes, as well as goblins, the signs of some kind of battle. There's also, just in front of your feet, Binur, there is a sign that is face down, looked like perhaps once it was sticking out of the ground.
He'll slowly bend down and pick it up and flip it over to see what the sign says.
It also appears to be written in Draconic, but if you bring that over to someone who does know how to read it,
I do.
yes.
I read Draconic.
Excellent. So yeah, as you look at it, it seems to say, watch the trap, and then there is an arrow sort of pointing to the left.
So he'll point over there and say there's a trap somewhere over in that direction. And then he'll take the sign and toss it to that direction
Okay.
and see if it sets off the trap.
The sign sort of bounces on the floor this way. It doesn't seem to activate anything. You can roll a perception at advantage, though, since you did just look at that sign. Excellent. You see some grooves in the floor that indicate that perhaps area on the floor just in front of this door maybe moves. It looks like maybe it might drop downwards. But there is a sort of singular solid section just along, basically right where the door is, right here, that if you approach from this way, you can just sort of carefully step along that ledge and get to the door without activating said trap.
So he'll explain that to everyone and then be like, do you want me to go check the door, or does someone else want to check the door and not spring the trap?
Horum, could you, list sort of above the floor?
Yeah, I could definitely give it a shot.
Without touching the ground?
Yeah, I can definitely try to give that a shot. So Porum will go ahead and start to fly over.
Excellent. And fly over, you do. Get to this door, and you grab it, and you twist it and turn it open. And as you do, describe a new room to you. You should be able to see now, though it is acting a little weird, so give me just a moment.
I will say, while Thor is getting the door open, Balthazar is doing his thing with the dead bodies and making sure they're at least presentable and not just scattered.
Yes, there's quite a few of them.
Yeah, since they're small, is it safe to say he can easily pick them up and put them in a line?
Yes, I would say so.
And then can
That's
Penny?
what he says. Oh my!
There we
I think that was more than we should have seen.
That's the second room.
Did it
I can see
show
the better
everything?
For me, it did.
It did for a flash.
Okay.
I still see everything there.
Oh, interesting. If you'd like to reload the page, that could be useful.
But before we go into the other room, while Balthazar is laying out the dead,
Yeah.
Penny's gonna just look to see if there's anything that grabs her attention that looks useful or looks interesting.
Certainly. Roll an investigation as you do just that.
Oof.
Yikes.
Oh no. So
Too many
Patty,
bodies.
there's a lot of bodies. And while you're doing this, I am going to need you to do something for me. Can you say high or low? Choice is yours.
I say high or low?
Yes, make a choice between high or low.
Low.
Low. Excellent. So, we're gonna go to our chat now on Twitch, just to see if anybody would like to. If you want to type !D, lowercase d, 20, you could make a roll. And if it is 10 or below, that will mean that Penny will not have something bad happen to them. If it is higher than 10, something bad might happen. We'll give them a second to do that, and then if they don't, I'll go ahead and roll it. Do you have somebody saying, oh, Penny, oh no?
I see that it's Ellie.
Oh no. Ellie has rolled a 17, which means something bad may be happening to Penny. So Penny, while you are searching around the bodies, you find one that's sort of leaning over the edge of the trap, and you're like, oh, I bet this one has something really good in it. And you are leaning over to grab this thing, and we're gonna say you are in this moment right next to Ophelia and Biner, and you watch as Penny begins to slip a little, lose her footing a little, and it looks like she's going to fall and cause this trap to open up. Ophelia and Biner, both of you can make some kind of attempt to stop this from happening to Penny, if you would like. Describe what you would do as you see Penny about to fall into the trap.
I guess I would like to try to like reach for her clothing, or like some part of her. Is she like have her arms out or anything to
I have a
like
cape
grab
on.
her?
I have a
Okay.
cape.
We will
Excellent.
grab hold of the cape.
Roll an athletics.
Manure would
Oh boy.
would try to reach quickly with his trunk and try to grab her, wrap his trunk around her ankle or something, and then yank her up, kind of thing.
Excellent. So, if you don't want to roll athletics, Ophelia, you can let Binor roll athletics with advantage, and you're giving the help action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Then we're gonna go with that.
110%.
Ooh.
Oh no!
Uh.
So both of you move to grab Penny. You're just the smallest bit too late, however. As Penny falls, the pit opens up. A bunch of stones crumble. Just as Porum is going into this new room. Penny, you fall, and you will take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you slip through their grip and sort of squash against the ground amongst some rubble. And let me double check thing real quick. Yes. And as that is happening, you watch as the twin doors that let you fall in begin clanking back up, as if to trap you inside there. If the party
I'm
would
just
like
gonna
to
rush-
react, they may.
rush forward and quickly turn two of his stilts, twist them together to make a quarterstaff, and stick it in the trapdoor to stop it from closing.
Excellent. Make a attack roll with your quarterstaff.
Oh my god.
No. It
Either roll it
slams
back to haunt.
shut. Oh, what was that, Biner?
I said the roles are coming back to haunt us now. like you
Yeah,
said.
perhaps a
Yep.
little bit. So, Penny, you are in a new enclosed space. You've just fallen a little bit. You hurt your bum a bit. Roll me a perception, and then describe how Penny reacts to the situation they found themselves in. There is a goblin next to you that you were about to look through their stuff. That also fell through. Excellent. So yeah, how is Penny reacting right now after having fallen?
Crap. Mom always said curiosity killed the cat. At least I'm not dead. And I'm gonna look at the goblin, the dead goblin, and I'm still gonna see if there's anything on him that I need or want.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You're
Priorities.
looking through his stuff. You know, he's got kind of a rusty looking scimitar on him. But you do begin to hear something crawling towards you through the darkness. There seems to be a small tunnel, sort of sniffing a little bit. And eventually you would see two sort of beady black eyes appear in the darkness, looking at you. Seems to be some kind of rat.
It's a rat.
Yes, a very large rat, the size of a dog.
God.
And how far away from me is it?
It's about 5 feet away from you.
So can I just take out my rapier and try and kill it or attack it?
Yeah, you can. If you'd like. It has just
Okay.
seemed to notice you just now. You can make an attack on it if you would like.
Okay.
A 14 does hit. Roll for damage. How do you kill the rat before it can really react to anything?
I just take my rapier and just plunge it into him, just really angrily.
Excellent. It there's a little squeak, and then it goes limp, and is no more.
And then I'm gonna turn around and look at the goblin again.
Yeah. There's a rusty scimitar. If you'd like to grab that.
Nah, I'll just leave it. And then I'm just gonna kind of look up at the trap door that's closed and just start yelling, "Can anybody hear me? Help! Help! I need some help!"
And
Can we hear her?
Yeah,
y'all
can
are
we hear?
hearing it. It's like a little muffled, you know, but you can hear her down there.
Balthazar's gonna call down. Are you all right?
Yeah, I just hurt my bum a little and I killed a giant rat, but I don't want to be in the dark. Can somebody help me out, please?
How
Can you-
sturdy does
Or how to-
these
how to
doors
open
look?
the trap up again.
I heard how sturdy the trap doors look, and then Biner was also trying to say something.
I was trying to figure out how to reopen it.
Yes. Initial look, they're somewhat sturdy, but probably can be broken. The best way to reopen it be pretty easy, it seems like. You just got to put a little bit of weight on it, but you might be worried that you would fall in if you were to do that. You could also attempt to break it, though, if you'd like
So,
to roll
Manure
some
will go over
attacks.
Manure will go over and pick up one of the dead bodies.
Yo!
Look at Balthazar and be like, sorry, and he'll go and just drop the body on top of the trap.
Excellent. Let's see here. I'm gonna roll a d4 to see where you drop it. 1, perfect. It
I'm gonna
doesn't
hear some
fall on
noise
Penny.
above me. I'm gonna hear some noise above me, and I'm just gonna kind of move off to the side just in case.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a kobold body falls next to you. There's a brief moment the door is open. And Penny, you can roll an athletics or an acrobatics to scramble your butt out of there before it closes again.
Okay.
I will say Balthazar will get down and reach a hand out for her.
Excellent. And so, Penny, if you'd like to grab Balthazar's hand, you can. Pull yourself right on back up.
Yep, I'm going to grab Balthazar's hand and I'm going to say, thank you so much. I guess I'm a little too curious sometimes.
And meanwhile, Ina's like, there's good food down there.
You're hilarious.
Sorry.
Just try to be careful next time, Penny.
Try. I'm sorry.
But,
You're okay. We just don't want to see you get hurt again.
Don't be mad.
We're
I'll
not.
do
Don't
it
worry.
again.
But meanwhile, Porum, your shield shining the way, filling up this circular room. It seems to be cobbled with cracked granite, upon which you can see 4 more goblins, apparently slain in combat, lie. One corpse seems to stand with its back against the western wall, the spear that killed it still skewering it and holding it upright. You can see a couple of doors in this area, one of which is on the same floor that you are. There's one door right there that would be easy for anyone to walk to. You can see a secondary door that is 30 feet up. It's this inside of this tower and has a rope dangling from it. And there's a third rope that is about 60 feet up that leads to not a door, but an opening. You see what appears to be the cracked indentations that there was once a staircase in this room that wound up it, but time, it seems, was not kind to this staircase, and it is now in shambles. Not able to be used, to say the very least, but you've got wings and there are ropes.
Is there anything else I noticed about the room? Could I make a perception check to see if I noticed anything else about the room?
You certainly can.
All right, let's see. Okay, decent.
That is decent. Okay, give me just a moment to look. Excellent. So yeah, as you are looking over the goblin bodies, you would notice something interesting. A lot of these goblin bodies seem to have a sunflower on them and sort of resting where they lie. Most of them sort of placed over their heart, you could say. And looking at that, you'd actually know that that is something that's been done by members of the Church of Lathander when there isn't necessarily enough time to properly bury a body or something, to sort of pay respects, and it's almost a promise that you will come back and bury them when you do have time. But it seems whoever left these there did not, in fact, have enough time to do that.
Porum's gonna have a little bit of a confused and questioning look on his face, just because, at least to his knowledge, he doesn't know of any Church of Lysander priests that were tasked to come here. So it's a little interesting, to say the least, that traces of them have been here. But he's going to turn back to the party and mention that, hey, the coast is clear besides the trap that Penny set off. And that they can call on over.
We'll be there in a moment. Try not to block the door. And Balthazar will at least help Penny cross.
Right. And yeah, knowing how the trap works and where the ledge is, y'all would be able to cross without too much trouble. So, unless anyone wants to stay in that room, I will move you all across.
The door.
Nope, put me in the other room.
All right. Excellent. So
once we enter the other room, and I assume we're told about, if everything's in here.
Yes.
When he sees the rope going up, he'll turn to Porum and say, "Did you, by chance, fly up there and see where that leads to?"
Not yet. I didn't want to make any further moves until we all regroup, just in case something bad happened.
And curiosity, can Peaches talk to you? I know.
Well, Peaches can imitate talking, but I can take the time and send them up and just look through their eyes. I won't be able to see or hear any of you down here, but I trust you enough not to rifle through my things. Looks at Penny.
I'll look at Ina and say, I'll try not to.
If anything,
Make sure she doesn't.
If anything, I can take the
her on his shoulders so she can't reach you while you do this.
Wow.
Sorry, Porum, what were you
parental
saying?
control. If anything, I can check the middle room, and Ina, if you want to send your bird up to the higher room, you can do that.
Of course. And Ina's just gonna lean against the wall and just kind of look to Peaches and then whistle, and then Peaches gonna fly up, and you see Ina's eyes go fully gold and just cloud over, and he's going to have Peaches fly up and look.
Excellent. So you look over the edge. There's not a new map for me to show you, or a new room here, sadly, but I will describe it. There is a ledge that leads back out to the darkness and the void from which you came. Looking up, you can see the sky and a little bit of that swarm of vultures as well. But this ledge here, roll me an investigation. Because there's perception stuff is pretty obvious, but you might see new things with investigation.
15.
Excellent. So, looking at this area, you see it appears to be like a little campfire that has long since been put out. Indentations that suggest perhaps a party of 4 were once sitting here. There is a climber's kit also set up here as well, that would be packed and ready for use, so you could just pick it up with your beak and drop it down the side if you want. It'll probably survive that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of indicates that somebody maybe climbed their way to this place and set up camp here. Knowing what you know, that there was another group of adventurers that came down here, you could assume that somehow they entered the Citadel from this point.
Peaches is just gonna walk over to the climber's kit and just pick it up and just fly back down, dropping it in Ina's lap as he comes to. It's another way out. It's the way they came. A party came in.
They climbed their way down.
It appears so. But, it's a way we don't have to deal with a set of stairs. I don't know if it's really recommended coming back out that way.
It'd be a lot harder to do, especially if we find someone injured.
Yes. Or in custody.
I didn't steal anything.
I just immediately his hand just kind of goes to his chest, where the scarf is, and just feel for a minute, and just kind of lets out a sigh, and looks to the other doors. Was there anything useful in there?
So yeah, Porum, you wanted to go to the one that was only 30 feet up, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And feel free to move yourself around the map if you would like, by the way. I'll let you
Okay.
know if you get to a point where it's like, you need to stop or anything like that, but you're probably fine for the most part. So, Porum, as you open up this door here, you would get to peer in to a room. Oh no, Roll20 is being rude to me right now. Give me just a moment. Roll20. Or actually, as you open this door to peer in, we are going to take our 10-minute break. So we're going to come back at 55. So everybody in chat, we'll see you at 55 as well. Yeah. I'll see you guys then. Hello, everybody. We are back. And I believe Porum has just opened a new room about 30 feet above the ground. So, as you open this door, Porum, the masonry walls of this 20-foot wide hall are in poor repair. The far end has collapsed, filling the southern section with rubble. The western wall is in much better shape than the other walls, and it holds a stone door with a rearing dragon carved in relief on it. And I do actually have a picture of this dragon, so I will be bringing that up for y'all shortly. I have a way to show the stream as well, so give me just a moment. So I show you kind of what this dragon looks like. Obviously it's a relief, so it's much flatter than the picture I'm going to show you, but if you look in our Discord channel for our players, you see this dragon appears to be covered in fur mixed with scales. A rather impressive looking set of horns on them. And I'll make sure everybody on stream can see what I refer to as well. So I'm going to drag the image. Oh no. There we go. It's not pretty, but it works. So yeah, that is sort of what is on this big stone door.
There you go.
Yes. Yeah, that is what is being seen. So Porum, what would you like to do?
I'll go ahead and start heading towards the dragon statue. Or is it statue or door, did you say?
It is a door with a dragon relief, like, imprinted on it.
Gotcha. I'll go ahead.
That's right there.
Make my way towards that door then.
Excellent. Fantastic.
And I just want to investigate this dragon wreath thing on the door.
Certainly. Roll me a investigation.
Decent.
13. Excellent. So, With 13, you would be able to notice there's no handle on this door, no indication as to how it opens. That is, until you look inside the dragon's rearing mouth, in which you see there is a single keyhole right there. Aside from that keyhole, though, you don't really notice anything else aside from two more black, sort of beady eyes looking at you from some of the rubble in the corner of the room. It's another little rat that is watching you.
Well, seeing as there's not much I can do, Porum's just gonna start making his way back, but he's gonna keep he's gonna pull out his bow and keep an arrow notched.
Yeah.
And just start flying backwards, keeping his vision on the rat, just in case the rat wants to move.
Yeah. It seems to be doing the exact same with you. Sort of staring you down, with sort of a low stance. As if threatened. Is like a little hiss, but it doesn't seem to come after you.
Yeah, Porum's gonna make his way back into the room then, and tell everyone that, I mean, there's not much up here. There's a door with like a dragon's mouth or a dragon wreath thing, and there's a keyhole in its mouth, but seeing as we don't have any keys, there's not much we can do in here. But I think it's important we take a note of it, though.
Can I ask, is Penny too heavy for Porum to lift up to that room, fly up to that room?
You're both small, so Porum could attempt an athletics to do it.
Athletics? Okay,
Yeah.
I can try it.
With a 12, I would say, sadly, you would struggle to get Penny up there. You can only lift Penny a couple of feet up, and after that point, it gets a little scary. You're worried you might drop them, and then they might take some damage from a fall. So, if you'd like to push your luck, you can make another roll, but you could also set her down if you like.
We do have a climber's kit we just found, if it will save you back and some problems.
Porum will go ahead and put Penny back down and just be like, I think it's better if we just play it safe for now, Penny.
Okay.
We can try this again on a later date.
All right.
Well, you said it had a keyhole, right? Is anybody good at opening doors without keys?
Penny?
I have, that's why I wanted to go up there.
That's why I suggested giving the climber's kit to Porum as well, so something would be secure.
So can I take the climber's kit and try to use it to climb up into the room?
Absolutely.
No, the idea is give the climber's kit to Porum, have him set it up at the top, and then drop down the whatever rope it has.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that will make it pretty easy, and y'all would be able to get up. So, would you like to take a little while to set that up?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take some time to set that up. And just so people are clear, I will also tell them that there is the rat in the room still.
Yes.
That's a friendly.
It didn't seem to want to fight me, so I would just say as long as we keep our distance, I think it's fine.
Probably a territorial response.
Right. So yeah, you take a couple of moments, you set up climber's kit, and now anyone who would like to move their token into this room absolutely may. Yeah, as y'all come back up, there is a little bit of hissing from the rat as it kind of gets itself into this corner. Seemingly more threatened the more people arrive.
Never mind. I won't try that. It's not going to work.
So then can I try to pick the lock? See
You
if I can
certainly
get...
can. So, in order to pick the lock, you can go over to the door, and you'll see on your character sheet. Let me make sure I'm describing it to you correctly.
Balthazar's gonna stay
Balthazar staying on the bottom floor. You're cutting out a little.
just
Cosmic.
for a moment.
Gotcha. Okay. Then, so yes, for Penny, if you look at where your skills are, just below that, there are your tool proficiencies, and there's thieves' tools. If you give that a click, it'll say query, and you can set that to dexterity, and that's how you'll roll thieves' tools. Ooh.
Check.
So
Sorry.
yeah. You get your thieves' tools out and you start messing with this lock. And let me see if anything terrible happens real quick. Nothing bad happens, but that is one very solid lock. You're having a hard time picking it.
I tried.
Valiant effort. There's another door down in the circular room, correct?
There is.
Perhaps we should try that.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Am I coming through better? Just to check.
You sound better.
You do sound better.
Yeah. Yeah. No, my Wi-Fi was being a little shit.
A little rude. All right.
Could I maybe like rummage the room a bit? Maybe the keys nearby. Trying to be a little optimistic there with that.
Yeah. You could roll investigation to dig through the room a bit. All right. Digging through the rubble. You find, a lot of rocks, a lot of debris. Not any indication of the key. The only place that you haven't really checked is, the corner where the rat is. There does seem to be a bit of a nest that it is on top of.
Can I go up to the rat? Can I try to... So how big is the rat?
It is also a fairly large rat. These are giant rats, so it's the size of a small dog.
So it's not considered a small beast.
I tend to be a little flexible with that. I would say because it's a rat, that your ability does work with it.
So can I try to go over to it and somehow like try to get it to move off of its nest?
Sure. As a forest gnome, you can, they understand rudimentary concepts. So what would you say to it?
So I'd probably kind of go up to it, not real close, but close enough it can hear me, and I would probably just ask it if it can come over to me and say hi. I want to say hi to him and to see if I can coax him off of his nest.
Absolutely. So, because you have that ability and it can understand you a bit better, I'll give you a choice. You can roll animal handling or persuasion at advantage.
Okay.
Yes.
Just a second here.
No worries. All right. So doing that, you could tell it is cautious by how many other people are in the room, especially with Aina being as close as they are to it. So if, you know, you have the feeling like if I tell everybody else to maybe step back a bit first, that will help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I
Can I just
assume Aina would do. Yeah. And so, yeah, once it's given a little bit more room, it does come forward. And I'll also say with that animal handling, you can tell this rat looks like it has been starving. You can like see its ribs. You know, it's still very large for a rat, but that's, you know, it's got large bones, but it doesn't have a lot of meat on those bones. It does move
So
that way, though.
I'm gonna turn to Biner and I'm gonna say, ask him if he can throw some peanuts and leaves towards the rat to eat.
So he'll reach in and instead of leaves and peanuts, because it's a rat, he's going to throw an apple to it.
Well, whatever he has.
Yeah, he has all, but he doesn't want peanuts. So he'll throw an apple over to the kind of like the opposite corner, just so that maybe he can turn and go eat the apple.
It very quickly goes and eats the apple. It seems to, you know, ravenously scarf it down as if it hadn't eaten in a very long time. And Porum, as you fly over to the nest, you would find that it has been collecting something. Though you don't find a key, you would find, let's see here, you would find 10 gold in the form of a single platinum piece. So 1 platinum equals 10 gold. So, you know, not nothing, but sadly not a key in its nest.
Nice. Platinum's still good.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Derek.
No, I was just gonna say, again, this thing eats this extremely quickly. And it eats it like core and all. There is nothing left of this apple as it's sort of gnashing it down. And then after that, it looks towards Penny, and it still seems nervous about everyone else. It looks towards Penny, it looks towards Biner, and it does cautiously approach. As long as nobody makes threatening gestures when it does, it will make its way up to Penny.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of lean down and just quietly say thank you and try to just kind of like pet it a little bit on its back and just kind of give it a little nod and a thank you.
It nods back and roll me an insight, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a rat that was able to understand you, and you know, animals sometimes do get a little friendly when you talk to them. It's something you're used to as a forest gnome. But sadly, with a 3, that is all I will give you. Biner, you can also roll an insight or an animal handling. Ooh. Biner, you see that it continuously looks at the door now, and then back up to Penny, and back up at the door, as if it is trying to indicate something.
Oh, he will motion and kind of like, I think he'll like move out of the way and see if the rat will go through the door. Like tell everybody kind of let it go and see if it would go through, or tell him it's, I guess motion, he doesn't know how to talk. I think the small creatures, but be like, let it go through, go through. You don't have to stay here.
Yeah.
Up on a ledge.
Yeah, if everybody does that, you would watch as the rat now does scurry towards the open door, and, stops at the edge of it. And it does have to take a lot of extra time than y'all would, but there are indentations on the walls, and this rat is quite dexterous. It does slowly but surely make its way down to the bottom floor, and will scurry across towards the pit trap.
Oof.
But it seems to be waiting here. It doesn't seem to be going to the pit trap. It seems to wait there and sort of look up at well, all of y'all, because you are all in that room, but Biner, you get the feeling that maybe it's waiting for Penny for some reason.
Okay, so he'll turn to Penny and be like, I think he wants you to follow it for some reason.
Okay. So,
I hope he's not going to have you help him with their friend that you killed.
I hope not. And what should I do, guys? I don't.
Well, we think we're not getting any farther in this room, so we all might as well climb down. And I believe Ina did mention there is the other door we can go through. But let's climb down and see what this rat wants. I'll follow you if anybody else doesn't want to.
Okay, I'll climb down the rope and go follow the rat.
All right. So, when you get over there, you would watch as the rat, seems quite clever for a rat, does sort of press on the edge of the trap and cause it to open up. And, seems smart enough to get to the bottom of the pit by itself. The pit does close back up, but you're pretty sure you can get to the bottom of the pit without taking fall damage now that you aren't falling in by surprise, if you wanted to. Though, it does close up and the rat is now down there with its dead friend, so if you want to go down there, is of course your choice.
Sure, I'm gonna go down in there with the rat, and I'm gonna try to signal to the rat that I'm sorry that I hurt his friend.
Excellent. Well, you get down there and attempt to do that, but you see while the rat was waiting for you, it has begun snacking on its friend.
Oh.
Looking
Okay.
hungry.
Then looks up at you. And it crawls over its friend and into the hole that its friend came out of. And the hole is too small for medium-sized creatures, but is just big enough to where if you're crawling on all fours, a small creature, such as yourself, Penny, could follow it if you wanted to.
Okay, so I'm going to, but how dark? Am I going to be able to see anything in there?
Luckily, gnomes do have dark vision, so it's quite dim. The problem more is that the rat takes up most of the hole, so you're mostly just going to be seeing a rat butt until it decides to turn around and look at you and make sure that you're following it.
Hey, that's fine. I'm just going to follow the rat.
Excellent.
Well, all this is going on, Nora's going to turn to the rest of the group, because I assume everyone else was coming down the stairs.
Yeah.
And disappear. He'll just turn. Anybody follow her, please?
Porum will go ahead and follow her.
Excellent. So, Porum, it is a little cramped for you because you, of course, made yourself very tall for a small creature. And you have wings, so you kind of have to, pull your wings together. Sorry, I ended up moving everybody down there. Did other people want to stay in the room with the dragon relief? Cool.
No.
Okay. Then yeah, Porum, you can get down there with Penny. Go past, the half gnawed on rat. Keep going that way if you want.
Yeah.
All right. So, doing that, going to do a little bit of a teleportation for you, because there isn't an indication of this on the map or a separate place, but y'all would be following this rat for about 120 feet. You're crawling through a hole. So, you know, if that seems like you're getting too far away from your friends, this is me telling you now so you know how far you're going.
I'm
if you
gonna
decide
keep.
you want to turn back or not.
Nope, I'm gonna keep following the rat.
Excellent.
Yeah, if Penny keeps going, I'll keep going.
Fantastic. Give me just a moment, as y'all will reappear in a new room. And I'm gonna move the stream so y'all can see where our new friends are. And I will do this so everyone else can see where our new friends are. As y'all exit through a small hole, and give me a second to find my description of this room for you all. Excellent. So yeah, you pop out of a hole in the ground that leads into what appears to be some kind of jail cell, perhaps, though the cell door is slightly ajar in this area. And you would see the rat sort of look at you, and, you know, indicate for you to follow it once again.
I'm gonna keep following it.
All right.
Orm's just gonna go to Penny. Big Penny, are you sure we're kind of far from our friends right now?
I'm sure we'll be fine.
It's lost words.
Excellent. So yeah, following the rat, you would watch as it seems to jump over a place on the floor. So if you want to follow it in jumping or just run after it, you can.
I'm just gonna run after it.
Excellent. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Just a second.
$14. Excellent. Okay, give me just a moment. Let's see here. 29. And you got a 14. So, Penny, you do manage to jump, or you do manage to run across just in time as another one of these floor traps opens up just behind you. You know, you almost fall in, but don't quite, as you do manage to run to the other side. Actually, let me do this so it'll show you the map properly. And Porum, I'm assuming you're just flying after them, yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent. So yeah, you do see that there is, in fact, another trap that it did indeed hop over. And we're going to pop that out so y'all know where it is. Luckily, neither of you fall in. And then you would watch as the rat gets closer to a door on the other side of the room. Now I can describe this area just a bit more. So the cobblestone floor here does in fact hold one trap door that is slowly closing back up. And on the north wall holds a dry fountain carved with an overarching diving dragon in the same style as the other one you saw. You know, covered in this fur with sort of these very intense looking eyes and horns. There's a faint, rotten stench that pervades the room. You'd watch as the rat now begins to walk very gingerly towards this door and is looking up at it. And both of you can roll me an insight or an animal handling.
Let's see.
All right. The rat, first of all, you can tell the rat is moving carefully. You think for a reason. Perhaps there's like another trap or something that it is standing on. And in fact, if you look, you can see there is another pressure trap that it is walking just carefully enough not to activate. We're going to put... Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Give me just a moment. We're gonna reveal that to everybody. Perfect. But in addition to that, it is looking at the door perplexed, as if the door is usually open. And its little rat hands do not know how to open a door.
Porum's gonna fly over and, kind of assuming that the rat that's trying to lead us through the door is going to put his ear on the door to see if he can hear anything on the other side.
Yeah. Roll me a perception.
Never mind, I hear nothing.
You do hear the squeaking of a lot of rats.
I just hear squeaking on the other side. Penny, do you want to see if you hear anything different?
Can I try to slowly sneak over to the door and get it open?
You want to open the door as opposed to listening in?
Yeah, I want to open the door.
Oh boy.
Just like crack it a little bit. Like,
Gotcha. Okay. In that case, roll me a stealth first. As the rat is going to hop off as it sees you approaching on foot. So that way it will hopefully not. Yeah, so you don't cause the trap to open. And then because you're already moving stealthily, roll me a sleight of hand at advantage. Excellent. You open the door up just a crack. And I will reveal this room to you. Inside, you see a giant rat that seems to be in bad shape. It is absolutely enormous, bigger than the other ones. So, like, you know, where most of these are the size of perhaps, you know, a dog or something like this. This rat is bordering, you know, bordering on the size of, like, not quite a horse or something, but somewhere between a very large dog and a very small horse. That is how big this rat is. Worse than that, its fur seems to be almost pulsating, as if there's something moving underneath it. You can also see 3 other rats in the room, all looking somewhat malnourished as well, fighting over scraps of food. And Penny, you can roll me a perception if you'd like.
okay.
With advantage, because you're peering in a little bit. Ooh. You are hearing a prayer being whispered in Gnomish. It's a prayer to Lathander, and you're hearing it just in the corner that you can't quite see from your current position. It sounds very panicked and scared. Just, please, Lathander, just get me through this. Don't let them get through the cage. You know, they're very hungry, and I'm the only thing in there that they can eat. They're listening to me for now. Just, please, Lathander, give me strength. Let somebody be out there looking for me. And just sort of repeating prayers like that over and over.
I'm gonna turn around to Porum and let Porum know that I think there's someone else in there in a cage or trapped, And I think we need to go back and find everybody else and let them know. And then there's a giant green pulsating gross rat in the corner. I think we need to go.
Yeah, but I think we should get back here as soon as possible, though. I don't know if that person has much time left.
I'm also going to mention to Porum that I could hear a prayer being said to Lysander.
Yes.
So, and it was very frenzied and hurried and scared.
Really? Porum just kind of gets a concerned look on his face. Yeah, let's get back to the group and reconvene with everybody, but we need to hurry back here as soon as possible.
Okay, before we go, I'm going to turn to the rat that I followed, and I'm going to kind of ask the rat if he can kind of stay and keep an eye on whoever's trapped in the room.
Yeah. And I will now turn it into a rat that is more obviously a rat that you are familiar with, because there's a lot of rats in this place. So from now on, the rat will be represented by this token here. It's a little white rat, or, a large white rat, but yes. And it sort of nods its head in affirmative as you say that, and appears as if it is going to attempt to do just that for you.
And then I'm just going to tell him we'll be back as soon as we can. Stay safe.
It will do just that, and as y'all are leaving, it's going to sort of wiggle its way in through the cracked open door and into the room. And I'm assuming y'all are gonna make the crawl back to see your friends, yes?
Well, is there anything else in the rest of this area on the other side of the trap?
Oh, yeah. So, if you want to look that way, you would hear maybe some more hissing and some more territorialness from some other rats that are in some of the rooms around you that you can no doubt see, but they aren't going to chase after you. There's a hallway that continues downwards. And, most of these are other cells, it seems like. Jail cells with doors slightly ajar. Investigating the ones with rats might be hard, but there's a long hallway that continues downwards as well if you want to continue exploring, but that might use up more time.
Nope. We're gonna go back through the tunnel and back to the group of people, and I'm just gonna look at Porum and just say, just remember about this place and this hallway. Might be something we want to look at, investigate later.
Of course. I'll make a mention of it.
Mm-hmm. All right. As the two of you, the small squad, crawls back through the pit, we're going to briefly go back to everybody else down below. While they're doing this, what are y'all doing? Or did you get most of your chatting out in text?
This door, that I know, this one, is it above or ground level?
It is at ground level.
I'm just gonna carefully open it.
All right. You crack this door open, and it seems to be some kind of hallway. You can't see down it too well because you do not have dark vision, but you could light a torch if you'd like.
If I had torches, I would.
Or you can ask your friends who can see in the dark, maybe.
I know it's gonna
Need a bit of
turn back.
light.
Yes, please.
Balthazar is going to go through his pouch and grabs like a random item and casts light cantrip on it before handing it over to
Excellent.
Aina.
Marvelous. So that will allow you to look down this hallway. And as you look down this hallway, you can see 3 doors lining it. The doorway to the south has a special door, so give me just a second to describe that to you. So you can kind of see it, it's a weird angle to be looking, but you see a stone relief carved door sealing this chamber portrays a dragon-like fish that is swimming. The door to the north, which is this one, seems to have some boards that have been nailed over it, sort of locking it shut. And then there's a plain wooden door across from you.
We have another dragon door down this way, and a nailed shut door, and just a plain one. I was gonna look down the hallway to see, because they've come across traps now, to see if like they can pick anything up that might indicate there's trap on the floor.
Yeah, roll me perception.
6. Wow, my rolling is awful today.
Anything could be under these floors. Anything.
Thanks, Derek.
You're
Nice.
welcome.
A plus. I don't know if there's any traps down here, but more than likely the relief door will have another lock. Steiner, you're a hefty sort. Hefty as in health, not calling you fat.
That's okay.
Oh.
What would you like?
Or do you see anything with the hallway that might indicate traps, or perhaps just walk a little bit down there, see if anything triggers?
Do you want to be my trap person?
I'll take the bait.
Right.
Because I want him to keep moving anyways. We got a mission to do. So he'll wander all the way to the end of the hall.
Okay.
Just see if he sets anything off on the way there.
Wander to the end of the hall. Nothing explodes or kills you. But when you do get to the end of the hall, the ceiling falls on you and you die. I'm sorry. No. Everything seems fine. It's around this time that y'all are investigating this hallway that we will say Penny and Porum are popping back up out of the hole, where they're going to see Ophelia and Balthazar, I imagine, are keeping an eye out for when they're coming back.
She'd look up from her chess set and then start picking the pieces back up. Well, good to see both of you are back. What did you guys find?
We found a giant rat with pulsating fur. And
She's got a real grotesque look on her face. She's describing that like,
And I think someone's trapped in a cage down there.
I take it you heard voices of some sort?
Yes, there was someone saying a prayer to Lysander down there, and they sounded very scared and worried. So I left my rat friend down there and told him we'd be back as soon as we could to help.
Do we have another way down there? I don't think all of us can fit.
I didn't tell him how we'd get back. I just told him we'd be back as soon as we could.
What
So we probably need to find another way.
what direction did the tunnel take you to?
North.
North.
Well, we have a door to the north down this hallway. That was nailed shut. I wonder if they nailed it shut because of the rats now. Biner, how strong are you?
Days.
That door, and they're gonna gesture to the nailed shut one.
Yeah.
I have a hammer. I picked up a hammer. Can we pull the nails out of the door? Or would it be faster for Binary to just ram the door?
I mean, Bider's already by the door. You want to
Dealer's
try
choice at that point.
Yeah. Bider, do you want to just try to athletics rip it off?
Yeah, I can try.
Excellent.
How well this can go? We'll try though.
Ooh.
Pretty good.
How do you take care of this door?
So he kind of grabs kind of the two sides as best he can, kind of uses where it's been hammered, and then he takes his trunk too, and using his hands in his trunk, he basically yanks backwards to the point where he probably would even fall on his butt just by the sheer strength and that he did on this.
Okay. So yeah, you fall down on your butt a little bit, and do in fact manage to rip this door right on off its hinges, revealing an area to you as well. But sadly, you don't have dark vision either, so you're not able to see too far into the room unless Aina gets a little closer to you.
Hey, I can't see anything. It's pitch black. Can you bring your light to me?
Yeah, or Pora will come against me with the shield.
Right. Thank you much. You probably want to just move behind him. There you go.
There you go.
Excellent. So I know on the map here you can't see very much, but what is in this room? Roll me a perception. So, Banur, as you're looking through this room, you see many indentations along the walls that indicate that perhaps at one point there used to be furniture that lined this room, you know? Sort of like the dusty outlines of things that perhaps were once there, but are no longer there. Along all the walls, but there is one thing that remains. There's a painting. A painting with a gold picture frame, and appears to be an elf in ceremonial robes, masculine figure with long blonde hair. You can tell it's an elf by its pointed ears. It has rather pale skin, but wherever its face should be, it seems that somebody has burnt through the painting, perhaps. There's no longer a face there, just the back of the picture frame of wood as you look at it. And roll me a wisdom save.
Okay, let me ask you. Oh, never mind. I think I have something. You said wisdom save?
Yeah. Excellent. Looking at the painting, you feel something strange. You feel as if looking at it, perhaps something is trying to alter your thoughts, perhaps. You get the feeling you don't want to look at it very long. And Einar, would you say that it's reasonable to say that you're looking at this painting as well? Or Porum, rather, because Porum's the one that came forward.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll need a wisdom save from you as well.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Excellent. You get a similar feeling to what Biner got. You don't want to look at this painting. This painting isn't good to look at, and looking at it too long, you feel as if your thoughts are wandering somewhere that is not within your control.
Is there a way to either like turn the portrait around or try to like see if there's something that we can cover it so the rest of the group doesn't have to look at it?
Absolutely. This room, however, is completely empty.
Let me see my inventory real quick, what I have.
Is Ein appearing in?
Anna's gonna appear in as well.
Would you like to roll me a wisdom save?
Yeah, let's do this and see how bad it is.
Excellent.
23. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Of course.
Talk shit, get hit.
So, Ina, you are you're able to actually make out what is directing your thoughts and where it's directing them. So you actually clearly hear a voice in your head. The key. Find my key. Find my tomb. Open my tomb. Find the key. Find my tomb. Open the tomb. You know, normal stuff.
Yeah, just normal things.
Yeah, normal things that everybody should be thinking at all times.
And the elven picture, does it have any indications of like which door that we saw would it indicate towards?
Looking at it, I'd say Biner got the best look earlier, and you know, you saw an elven person wearing robes. They did seem to have silver jewelry as well. All of it in sort of representation of dragons, right? Draconic. So you can assume it's got something to do with dragons, and you know, you can get a feeling of, you know, probably a door with a dragon on it at the very least. Oh, and there's one more thing that you'd also notice, Binor. There is sort of like a place at the bottom of the painting where there might be like a plaque where somebody's name might be written. But whatever name was once there has been thoroughly scratched out.
Well, I would say that whoever this person was, somebody surely doesn't like him. Or her, can't tell by the face. But it is a creepy picture, and Holram, you said you wanted to turn this thing?
Yeah, I wouldn't say destroy it, just so that others don't have to look at it and get this.
It's not asking for much, if that's what you're curious. It's asking for its key to be found and its tomb to be opened.
But,
Which, I mean, that's pretty bad if you actually think about it, but
yeah,
A little bit.
it could be asking to murder your friend, in a sense. Like, retrospectively, it's not too bad.
I just wouldn't want to take the risk, because what if it's something along the lines of that becomes like your one sole purpose and you just disregard everything else? We can't really take the risk of separating the party, especially if it's one person.
Of course, I'm not saying
Caution
not-
is the better part of virtue here, I would think. Because Balthazar is walking up behind him. He's curious as to what painting they're talking about, but he's holding back from taking it.
Does anyone happen to have like a needle and thread with them? I have some clothes that I can sew together and maybe make a blanket out of.
I know mending. That will help you. But
Yeah.
honestly, and Ina's just gonna go straight up to the. It's a normal portrait, right?
It is a normal portrait.
They're gonna take their hand and just kind of stick it under the canvas and just rip it upwards.
Excellent. Well, as you stick your hand under the canvas, it is time to roll some initiative.
God damn it, RJ.
Oh, damn it.
Well, shit.
Oh, you
Here
love
we
to see
did it, buddy.
Excellent. All right, let's get a little bit of music playing as we do this. Give y'all a wee bit of action today. Excellent. Let's make sure this is looping right.
I'm gonna apologize in advance because I am lagging bad.
All good. I can move you a bit if we need it.
Where's the portrait so I know where to put my fucking token?
Yeah. So give me just a moment. It is basically right there. So we're going to pop you. You can be there or you can be right next to it. Neither of those two squares.
Right next to it. Yeah.
Perfect. We're going to add Penny. 416. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, Balthazar. Balthazar. Would you like me to roll initiative for you, Balthazar? Cosmic might be BRBing. Or lagging, perhaps. I think
I'm going to attempt.
Okay.
Give me a moment.
Sure.
I don't.
Excellent. Perfect. So, Einar, you're there. You wish to attempt to rip it out of the frame, but it does seem to be stuck in the frame as you're trying to do that, and you watch as where eyes should be on the wood begin to glow with this almost radiant light. You get the feeling that maybe something bad is about to happen. What would you like to do?
You're just gonna hear a deep, deep sigh. It's like, of course it was trapped. And bringing up he's gonna reach into his shirt and pull out 3 like minuscule darts.
Yes.
And cast magic missile.
Excellent.
Wow.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like doing it the way where you roll it once and all 3 of the darts do the same damage?
Probably not right now.
Okay. But yeah, we're gonna say you roll separately for each dart.
Didn't matter. Didn't matter. Wow.
Oh, Lord. So yes, these do blast into the portrait and leave large marks scathed on the portrait's body, so to speak. Anything else you'd like to do?
Just throttle roll 20 in general at this moment.
You know, that is fair. In that case, on its turn, we're gonna roll a d3. Excellent. I'm gonna need another wisdom save from you.
Figured. Yep, there it is.
All right, so all those things you heard before, it now sounds like a really good idea to go find that key. It seems like a really good idea to open that tomb. You're like all for it. And you also don't want to harm this portrait anymore. And you're also going to see as the light flashes quite brilliantly, in fact, and eye lasers are going to shoot out towards Porum. Oh no. So Porum, you will take 3 psychic and 1 radiant damage as these beams of light shoot out towards you. Or no, actually, sorry, not towards you. You can keep that. It would have been Binur, because he's in the doorway. So, as long as a 22 does hit Binur, then Binur will take those 3 points of damage. And then that would be Porum's turn.
How much space does Biner take up in the doorway? Like, are there any...
You'd be able to fly past him, I think.
Okay.
His space would be difficult terrain, so just add an extra 5 feet, but you could do that.
Okay. Porum's just going to rush into the room and past Biner, and pull out his glaive and just try to start slicing at this thing.
Excellent.
So let me see.
That is a hit. For 11 slashing. Perfect. The +2 is from archery, right? So that wouldn't count.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that is applied to that.
It's all good. Even so, 17 still hits. However, it doesn't do as much damage as you might hope it would. The painting is surprisingly resilient against your blade, though you do still do some damage. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Porum?
I'm trying to figure out what this does again. 30 HP. Okay, never mind. I think I might go ahead and action surge, actually.
Ooh, yeah, go for it.
And I'm going to try to attack it one more time.
Hell
and
yeah.
I don't do good.
Yeah, that sadly won't hit. As your blade instead scrapes along the wall instead. That will then bring us to Binur. What would you like to do?
Alright, you see irritation on his face from getting just lasered.
Yes.
And he's going to step into the room so other people can easily get by.
Mm.
And then he is going to fire off a guiding bolt
All right.
at this thing.
Excellent. An 11 does hit. For 13. Excellent. So the radiance from your blast sets the painting aflame, and you watch as it begins, almost burning a bit. It's still up, but as mortal as a painting could possibly look, it is mortal, which means it's got 10 or less HP after that blast of light.
Alright, and then I think that's all he's going to do on this turn.
All right. That'll bring us to Balthazar.
Seeing all that radiant light shining out from the Balthazar's gonna step in towards the door.
All right. Would you like me to move you? Because of the lag?
He takes stock of the situation before grabbing his holy symbol and raising his hand.
All right.
He will also
He's also casting a guiding bolt.
try to
Okay.
guide. I would have advantage on this, right? Since
Yes,
it
the
was already
first one.
guiding bolt.
That is correct.
Ooh.
All right. How do you do it? You don't even have to roll damage. It had 3 HP left.
Ah, yes. Balthazar grabbing onto his holy symbol and raising his hand. His palm starts to go, and as to his eyes, as he just mutters something under his breath and just lets loose what could essentially be not pressurized, but condensed moonlight onto the painting and cause it to combust into radiant
Excellent.
fire.
Little flecks of what was once a painting sort of rain through the air as it is burnt all the way through to the wood. All that's left is the golden frame that sort of just falls off the wall and hits the ground with a clang. Einar, I will say, sadly, its effect on you is still there, despite it being gone. But that is the end of the combat. So Penny and Ophelia, you just heard a lot of chaos come from down the hallway. I'm sorry y'all didn't get a chance to interact. We had 2 people shooting guiding bolts.
Okay, Penny's just looking around at the dead bodies and the flowers longingly and thinking, should I search them? Should I take anything?
It's the little thief that you are.
I love it. This is the perfect time to do it. Nobody's around. You want to roll an investigation? You can.
Yeah, let's do it.
Excellent. Oh, yeah. You can't find anything that looks good. Most of the stuff is very bad quality. There's like a crossbow, but like the wood is rotted. More
Can I at least-
weapons that are all rusty.
Can I at least steal a sunflower and stick it in my hair?
You certainly can.
Wow.
Oh,
It only vaguely smells like corpse.
Oh well.
Oh well.
No, do none of you have respect for the dead?
Nah, it's fine.
He's dead. He can't use it.
Uh,
Your girl
think
Ophelia
so.
does.
God.
I love it. But while Penny's doing that, Ophelia, yeah, you hear some chaos and explosions coming from down the hall.
Okay, I'm gonna go run in. Oh my god, roll 20 is just
Chugging
Give
away a
me the
little
worst.
today.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's also might be new computer that I haven't gotten a chance to update everything yet.
Yeah. So yeah, you see glowing magic on Balthazar's hand.
Did I miss anything?
It's just Reiner making some bad choices again.
Again, I really want to go find the tomb.
And yeah, again, when you met us, you decided to appear threatening.
Yes, you're right, but that's wasn't meant to be threatening. And Ina's just gonna turn back to look at the ashen, like, portrait and just kind of look a little, just, aghast.
Porum's just gonna walk up to Einar and just place a hand on his shoulder and just be like, look, we can look for the tomb and this key thing later. But right now, there is a gnome on the other side of this wall, presumably, that needs saving.
You're right. And I'm just gonna look a little bit about the room to see if there's like a hidden door behind like the portrait itself to see if like it went somewhere.
Yes. I would say with that 21 that Biner rolled earlier, he'd be able to know pretty much for a fact there are no hidden doors in this room, sadly.
Well, this room is quite the bust. I can see why they nailed it shut. I apologize, Binura.
It's all right. I can take it.
Mm.
Kind of brushes where the laser eyes hit over whatever. He kind of brushes his body. Should we check the other two doors? There's got to be a way around to get to that other person.
We can try, maybe Penny can try picking the lock again.
I will say,
Actually,
Ophelia turns around, there is just a knob on the dragonfish door.
I assumed it was gonna be locked. I didn't even look.
That won't be necessary. This just has a doorknob.
Oh.
Well,
Penny wandering up with a little sunflower in her hair. You love to see it.
What did I miss?
Penny, where did you get that sunflower?
In the other
Did
room.
you?
Where in the other room?
Off of one of those bodies.
Oh my god.
It was so pretty. I didn't want to leave it there.
Porum's just gonna walk up to Penny and how tall is Penny again? She was like 3'5", you said?
3 feet.
3 feet. So yeah, Porum's just gonna kneel down a little bit, just like do a little sorority squat. And use Druidcraft to like make another sunflower and give it to Penny and just say, if you wanted a flower, all you have to do is ask. I have many more where that came from.
Aww.
Oh, I didn't know. Thank you.
It's okay, Penny. And he's just gonna pat her on the shoulder and then give her put the sunflower in her hair for her.
Sweet. Ophelia, with this door, how do you open this door?
I guess I'd be opening it carefully, considering there's been multiple kind of traps and like a painting that attacked my friends. So
Yeah.
it would be hesitant.
Okay. You gently open it, and you don't really open it enough to see anything inside before it bumps into something.
Neat.
Would you like to roll a perception?
Yeah, why not?
Excellent. There is very, very careful trying to be hushed breathing on the other side of the door.
And I hate. Oh man,
Just-
I will. Can I tell that it's like, you said trying to be hushed? Is it frightened?
Roll me an insight.
Where? Ah, fuck.
You have no idea.
You know, I'm.
The door
I'm-
also opens both ways, so you can pull it open as well if you'd like.
Of course, the door opens both ways. Oh. So, I'm very aware that something is behind the door,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I'm going to cast message
Uh-huh.
and just say, I'm assuming it's probably somebody who's scared. Be like, don't stay calm. We're not.
And
Oh my
that's where we're
Oh,
gonna
no.
end today's session.
Talking into the mind never works well.
No, not when they're already spooked.
You might have just made somebody shit their pants.
It sounds like they pissed themselves more likely.
But
Harry shits 2.0.
but with that, we're gonna start closing up the stream. But I might hang out in chat after doing some goodbyes with the party members. So if you want to hang in chat and just, text in chat or something like that, that is absolutely fine, because I will be back after that. But we'll be seeing y'all in a little bit. So give me just one moment. We're gonna hit these.